This is News Today with WDW News Today. I'm Tom Corliss of WDWNT.com. Don't correct your set. That's a thing they used to say when people had televisions. Either way, I am in fact here. Please like this video, subscribe, and hit the notifications bell to make sure you never miss the latest from the Disney theme parks all around the world. But here comes the news for October 6, 2025. But first, I got to tell you about today's sponsor. Do you find yourself looking for ways to bring the magic of the parks back home after your vacation ends? Well, maybe you check ride wait times at home or watch the resort channel while listening to park music on repeat. Well, now you can bring all of that magic of the resort experience into your home with the wait time display from waitsigns.com. Here it is. And this year, it gets even better with the brand new VIP package upgrade, adding 3 incredible features, including live-streamed Magic Kingdom fireworks. We'll get to that in just a moment. The display greets you with a personalized welcome screen, just like being in your resort room, a resort channel with park hours. You can check live ride wait times and even park hop to see wait times in other parks with just a tap. We showed you all that last year, of course. Custom vacation countdown fireworks show, and even a virtual terrace to watch live stream of the Orlando skyline, complete with those Magic Kingdom and EPCOT fireworks. And that's just the beginning, because this year's new VIP package unlocks the full magic of the wait time display with 3 more premium features. You can go beyond the terrace skyline with a close-up view of the Magic Kingdom fireworks live streamed into your home every night. And next, the magical multi-view feature lets you watch multiple theme park live streamers on one screen. So you can hop on a ride in one park while watching fireworks in another. And multi-screen viewing is not just for football fans anymore with this feature. What a time to be alive, folks. And finally, my personal favorite is the live piano bar request show. Performers you already know and love from the parks, including our very own Piano Rob, are now performing live in your home, taking your song requests in real time. So here it is. Here's the device. I know I've heard from many of you that you love these. They're great. They make a great holiday gift, and we are approaching that time of year. So head on over to waitsigns.com. Use code NEWS15 for 15% off your entire order. I think they're a wonderful item. Now, speaking of things you could get this holiday season to bring the parks to your home, I have to talk about this guy. So many months ago, we started pre-orders for him. And he has been on an odyssey, my friends, to come all the way from New York City on the planet Zork here to Celebration, Florida. Currently, he's almost here. He's currently in Long Beach, California, awaiting to go through customs. Now, something has happened. I try not to get into real world news on this show, but something has happened with the United States government that apparently makes it very hard for the 62 boxes of our intergalactic lounge singers to make it through customs right now. You may have heard something going on with the government right now. So when that gets cleared up, maybe before that, these will be coming. But they're in Long Beach, California right now. You can't go pick them up there. Don't go bother them at customs in Long Beach, those of you out on the West Coast. But he's there. So I apologize it's taken this long. I know we were quoted June, and then we told you guys July, and then August and September. We have been as frustrated with this guy as all of you, and I thank you so much for your patience in waiting for him. They're coming, hopefully soon, but he is coming. And for those of you waiting till we actually have them, don't worry. I will let you know the second they arrive. We still have more. Those 62 boxes are not fully sold yet. So we still have a couple hundred more of these guys to sell. And once they're fully in stock, if that's how you feel more comfortable buying him, well then that's when you could do that. Of course, we are still taking pre-orders for our giant inflatable Santa Gertie. The Magnet of the Month program is going strong. In fact, September is done. So Aladar is extinct. And now our October magnet will become, actually I just saw them today. Our October magnet will be arriving to those of you who bought the annual subscription first. Those are going to get packed up today. I think tomorrow they're going to pack up those of you who are doing month to month. So yeah, thank you so much for supporting that program. A different original theme park character every month. This month is the one Eric and Jason fought me on, that it was too obscure. And I said, no, we're doing it. He was supposed to actually be first in the series, but then Aladar, I was told I couldn't do him first, and Aladar had to be first because we wanted one that people knew. And so this one people fought me on. I will tell you, all the ones that come later, you're going to know. Some of you may not know this guy, although he has appeared on a recent video for us. So I will say that. I don't think he's that obscure, but we'll see how you all feel when he arrives very soon. But I just want to say again with him, sadly, there was another plush product we were going to do. I'm going to show you guys some sample pictures. We were going to do another plush character, and because he's so delayed and we worried about getting the next one to you on time, we've actually canceled this. I'm sad about it, but I want you guys to see that it was going to happen. We were going to do a shoulder plush for Dinosaur, which was the Carnotaur saying definitely not our dino. So unfortunately, that's been canceled. So I'm just going to have my very expensive sample item that I get to keep, I guess, of that one. But I don't know, maybe if enough of you really want it. I'm just warning you that if you do want it and enough of you say you want it, we can make them, but they're not going to happen in time for the closure of Dinosaur. So just keep that in mind. If you'd still want it after Dinosaur is gone, let us know in the comments, because maybe we'll still do it, maybe we won't. Not sure at this time, but either way. With all of that out of the way, let's get to the news. A new report from Bloomberg has noted that Disney Experiences Chairman Josh D'Amaro continues to be the frontrunner in the search for a successor to Disney CEO Bob Iger. In the new article from Bloomberg, it appears the number of people being considered as a potential successor is continuing to get narrowed. Earlier this year, it was already reported that D'Amaro was in the pole position to take over as CEO out of the list of 4 Disney executives that were being considered. The list of 4 frontrunners included D'Amaro, as well as co-chairman of Disney Entertainment Dana Walden, co-chairman of Disney Entertainment Alan Bergman, and chairman of ESPN and Sports Content Jimmy Pitaro. After this list was created, however, Pitaro reportedly made statements that he was not interested in the role. Now it appears another name has been marked off the list. In Bloomberg's update, they described the race as only having 2 lead names, with Bergman now being viewed as something of a long shot. This time, succession is widely viewed inside and outside of Disney as a 2-horse race led by D'Amaro, who's age 54, who was born 20 years to the day after Iger, and competing with him is entertainment co-chair Walden, who primarily runs Disney's TV business. Bergman and Pitaro are now long shots, according to Disney executives who asked not to be identified, talking about someone who may soon be their boss. However, Bloomberg goes on to describe D'Amaro as the most likely outcome. The article describes a situation in which Iger was overheard having a conversation about the future CEO, and his dining partner mentioned D'Amaro will do a great job when he's appointed CEO. The article goes on to say that D'Amaro is becoming the most prominent name being shared internally within the company. The conversation reflects a growing consensus among many Disney executives, former executives, and industry leaders that D'Amaro will succeed Iger when the company names a new CEO as planned early next year. Interestingly, however, Iger reportedly responded to this claim with some denial. Iger bristled, according to a person who witnessed the exchange. He raised his voice, saying the board hadn't made a decision and they had no idea where that notion was coming from. D'Amaro continues to be one of the most prominent CEO names for a number of reasons. His division continues to be the most profitable within the company. And through 9 months of fiscal 2025, profit in the division rose to $8.12 billion, a third more than Disney's TV, film, streaming, and sports operations combined. This same division is also responsible for the upcoming Disney theme park in Abu Dhabi, plus Disney's $1.5 billion investment in Epic Games. The other name that continues to be included in the list of CEO candidates is Dana Walden. Walden was previously chairman and CEO of Fox Television Group. She came to Disney with the 2019 Fox acquisition and replaced Peter Rice as chairman of Disney General Entertainment Content in 2022. She was named co-chairman of Disney Entertainment in 2023. Bloomberg notes Walden, along with Bergman, has helped to make Disney Plus profitable and has more knowledge of Wall Street compared to D'Amaro. Here's what I'll say on this. That used to matter. That used to matter. And when this race began, we said that D'Amaro felt like the long shot because he didn't have the Wall Street knowledge maybe compared to these other folks. And he certainly didn't know the entertainment sector because he hasn't worked in that sector. That being said, post-COVID, everything has changed. And the real cash cow for the Walt Disney Company is parks, resorts, experiences, and products. That is where the money is. That is where the most profit is made. And so now it makes sense to have someone in that role. I have seen some discourse online where folks have said, well, look how Chapek did, and he came from parks and resorts. But he didn't. Bob Chapek came from consumer products, which has always been a problem. Famously from consumer products were, why am I blanking on the name now? People who did very bad at the job. Paul Pressler and Cynthia Harris. Paul Pressler, who pretty much, and Cynthia Harris, who kind of destroyed Disneyland for a little while, and Paul Pressler, responsible really and truly for Walt Disney Studios Paris, the original Hong Kong Disneyland, those disasters, DCA, those disasters, they came from consumer products. And so Bob Chapek was of the same ilk, similar results there. And we knew like the 5 or so years that Bob was in charge of parks and resorts, the money was good, but the product was really, really, really bad for the most part. Here's what I will say about tomorrow. Have there been recent decisions in parks and resorts that you and I would not agree with? Absolutely. Absolutely. Overall, is the product stronger than it was during the Chapek years? Yes, I think undoubtedly. And if you don't believe that, I think you just have there's some anger there about, and look, it's totally warranted, the way prices have been handled and the way certain things have been handled to this point. I think there's a lot of pent-up anger that still carries over from the Chapek era, and some of that gets thrown onto the current regime. And the current regime has made some decisions, again, like Muppet Vision and maybe the Rivers of America and a couple other things that we scratch our heads and say, well, that's not a great idea. But I think for the most part, these are still Josh D'Amaro is still a Disney person. This is a person who I believe will at least keep the Disney company, the Walt Disney Company. We are, if we want to be honest, we are probably only one CEO generation away after D'Amaro from someone who's not going to understand how special of a company this is. Someone that's either going to come in from the outside or be purely a Hollywood executive type and is going to run this company the way, the disaster has been at Warner Brothers and several of the other larger conglomerates. But Disney is so different from Warner Brothers and Comcast and all these other companies. There is such an incredible creative legacy to be defended, and just a belief in a different quality of content that has to be defended. And I think Josh is the guy. I do believe that. I don't agree with every decision that he's made or that's been made in his regime, but wholesale compared to Bob Chapek, and compared to other options like Dana Walden, who would scare me greatly, if I'm being honest. I like that. I want someone from Parks and Resorts who's going to understand that the money spent there is going to be returned, that understands that there needs to be continued investment there. I like that. So Josh has my vote of confidence. The least of all evils, perhaps, but I happen to like him, and I happen to think he's the right man for the job. And I look forward to seeing what the Walt Disney Company with him as CEO looks like. And Dana Walden scares me. It's not anything, I'm not knocking her for the job she's done. She's done a spectacular job, but I just don't want that as the CEO of the Walt Disney Company. I think if you come from Parks and Resorts, working with Walt Disney Imagineering, you work so closely with the creative side of the company that you understand that creativity has to be allowed to do its thing. And I don't know that I've seen enough on the entertainment side that leads me to believe that would be the case under a Dana Walden-led Disney company. Just my 2 cents. Let me know in the comments how you feel. The Haunted Mansion queue at the Magic Kingdom has been updated to address a recurring complaint from guests over the last few months. Fans have now been installed in the outdoor portion of the Haunted Mansion queue. And with the current construction situation at the former Rivers of America and surrounding areas, the normal airflow to the queue has been blocked by walls. This issue was partially addressed earlier this year with the addition of a large industrial set of fans temporarily staged in the queue. Those fans are still in place, and new permanent fans have been added overhead in the covered portion of the queue. The walls causing the airflow issue are going to be around for several years during the construction of the new Cars-themed area at Magic Kingdom. The Rivers of America and its attractions, the Liberty Square Riverboat and Tom Sawyer Island, closed back in July, and construction walls went up pretty soon thereafter. The new Cars area, Piston Peak National Park, will be part of Frontierland. The Disney Eats Instagram account shared a fantastical spread of new desserts to be served at the updated Magic Kingdom Fireworks Dessert Party. The caption on the post reads, "Delight in a dazzling array of treats inspired by each land in the Magic Kingdom, with new offerings coming to the Magic Kingdom Fireworks Dessert Party held at Tomorrowland Terrace Restaurant starting October 8th. The new offerings include a Star Command Mousse Cup, the Dole Whip Pineapple Mousse Cup. There's a Mickey-shaped fruit tart, a Under the Sea cupcake, a Country Bear cheesecake. Yes! Thank you. A Bayou Peach cobbler as well. These items will be at all of the various versions of the dessert party that are offered, again, starting October 8th. These reservations have been available and continue to be available while supplies last. Go eat some Country Bear cheesecake in my honor, please. Our reporter spotted a new display of framed antique barbershop implements on a wall in the Emporium at the Magic Kingdom. The themed arrangement is next to the checkout lines and features 8 framed pieces in black frames with red mats, 3 shadow boxes with barbering tools, and 5 documents. Obviously, this is the section of the store that is near the Harmony Barbershop. Does it make sense that this is there? I don't know. And maybe it's meant to be this is where the barber buys his supplies, next door at the Emporium. I don't know. But it's nice to see stuff going on the walls because the walls in there have been way too plain with this remodel. At the time of recording, EPCOT Center Drive at Walt Disney World Resort was closed due to a fatal 5-vehicle crash. According to WESH 2, a 5-vehicle crash happened on EPCOT Center Drive just off of Interstate 4 around 6:30 a.m. on Monday, October 6th. The Florida Highway Patrol stated a motorcyclist involved in the crash was transported to a hospital but was later pronounced deceased. EPCOT Center Drive extends from World Center Drive around the parking lot and toll plaza of EPCOT. While troopers investigate the crash site, drivers can use East Buena Vista Drive or Osceola Parkway as detours around the area. The entrance of EPCOT is still open as of recording, and as of the time you probably watch this show, this is cleared up, but obviously this is a horrible thing, but it's a good reminder to, even on Walt Disney World property, make sure you drive safe. It's still the real world, even though you're in the fantasy world of Disney. Keep that in mind, and our thoughts and prayers with the family and friends of the motorcyclist. A new shirt featuring our beloved purple dragon Figment has arrived at EPCOT, but this one takes a more true-to-life approach with a realistic depiction of his audio animatronic. This white t-shirt costs $34.99 and comes in adult sizes, is loose with a slightly cropped fit. Figment's name and art of the dragon are printed across the front, as opposed to the more animated or cute art style of Figment. This is a photo from the original attraction. So this is the first scene where Figment was created and he'd pop out of the pot on the back of the Dreammobile after the Dreamfinder made him up in his mind. And then they would fly off to the Dreamport. This is a very cute shirt. I love this. I love that it's classic Figment. Now, fix the ride. What are you doing? You keep... Figment, how much new Figment merchandise has there been in the 3 weeks I've been missing? There was the figure, the blanket, I came back and in my office, Nana had piled up new Figment merchandise for me. So obviously he's doing very well. This is ridiculous now. This character makes so much money for this company, and that ride is just being operated into the ground. Fix the ride. It's getting ridiculous now. The D23 is a year away. That is 12 months from now, Disney. And I'm talking to you, Walt Disney World, because from what I've heard, you're the holdup, not the rest of the company. Everyone else wants this. Walt Disney World, you have 12 months. 12 months to get your ducks in a row and make this announcement. Announce a new Figment attraction. It makes you money. Believe in this. And if you make a new attraction, you can make all sorts of new merchandise. You can have new food and beverage offerings at the park. There's all sorts of ways you can monetize it. So I have to talk in money to them. Please do it. The time has come. As you would expect, we found this t-shirt, getting back on task. We found this shirt in the creation shop at EPCOT. This program is brought to you by our official travel agent sponsor, Be Our Guest Vacations. Your dream vacation begins with Be Our Guest and their concierge team of expert vacation planners. Head on over to wwnt.travel and their team will design your next magical vacation, from the Walt Disney World and Disneyland Resorts to Disney Cruise Line to Adventures by Disney and more. And the best part is their concierge services are 100% free. So book today. Time to try a little chicken tenderness. Disney Parks has shared that 13 new sauced chicken strips are coming soon to Walt Disney World. We got 13 flavored chicken strips before a new Figment attraction. Starting October 8th, the 13 new chicken strips will debut in different locations all over property. So think of it as a saucy scavenger hunt. Here's the baker's dozen of strips and sauces and to try and where to find them. There are honey buffalo chicken strips with ranch at the Backlot Express at Disney's Hollywood Studios. The sweet chili aioli chicken strips will be at World Premiere Food Court at Disney's All-Star Movies, the Landscape of Flavors at Art of Animation, the Centertown Market at Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort, Spyglass Grill there as well, the Artist Palette at Saratoga Springs, the Roaring Fork at Wilderness Lodge, and Typhoon Tilly's at Disney's Typhoon Lagoon Water Park, as well as, believe it or not, Wind and Waves Market at Disney's Vero Beach Resort. So not only at Disney World, but also all the way in Vero. The waffle cone chicken strips will be at the Beaches Pool Bar and Grill at Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa and Restaurantosaurus at Disney's Animal Kingdom. The buffalo chicken strips are at Cosmic Rays Starlight Cafe at the Magic Kingdom, where you'll find this guy right here. The lemon pepper parmesan chicken strips will be found at the Pinocchio Village Haas. The taste of Italy. The gochujang glazed chicken strips are at Captain Cook's at the Polynesian and Everything Pop at Disney's Pop Century Resort. The jerk barbecue chicken strips will be, with pineapple salsa, will be at the End Zone Food Court at All-Star, and the Sassagoula Floatworks and Food Factory at Port Orleans French Quarter, as well as Riverside Mill. They're also at the Gasparilla Island Grill at Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa, and the Mara at Animal Kingdom Lodge. The spicy aioli chicken strips are at Rosie's All-American Cafe at Hollywood Studios. The roasted jalapeno cheddar chicken strips are at Goods Food to Go at Old Key West, Trails End Restaurant at the campsite at Disney's Fort Wilderness Resort. The spicy ranch chicken strips are at Contempo Cafe at the Contemporary. The citrus glazed chicken strips are at Primo Piatto at Disney's Riviera Resort. Buffalo Ranch chicken strips can be found at Lotta Wada Lodge at Disney's Blizzard Beach Water Park. Those will launch in 2026. Hurricane Hannah's Waterside Bar and Grill will have them as well at the Yacht and Beach Club and Intermission Food Court at All-Star Music. The Seaside chicken strips, last but not least, will be found at the Columbia Harbor House at Magic Kingdom. We, as a team, are going to go to all of these locations, well, at least one location that has each of these on Wednesday. So stay tuned. Reviews of all 13 chicken strips are coming this Wednesday. We will not miss out on this opportunity to bring you a review of every single type of chicken strip at Disney World. Since our last construction update, new light fixtures are being tested behind the check-in desks at Disney's Grand Floridian Resort, while another elevator has been blocked by some curtains. When arriving at the Grand via monorail, guests will be greeted by a new gold sign saying, "Please pardon our pixie dust," and pointing to the elevators on the left side. The sign is due to the iconic birdcage-style white elevator on the right side being temporarily blocked. The elevator near the large staircase on the right side of the lobby has been completely blocked by some white curtains on poles. The curtains wrap completely around the base of the elevator on the ground floor, and an additional row of curtains blocks the entrance on the second. A lift was parked in this area behind the curtain, so we expect to see some work on the elevator shaft or nearby walls in the future. At the moment, there was no crew member in the area. Looking down at the rest of the lobby, the left side near the new birdcage bar is still wrapped in construction walls. The Garden View Tea Room, however, is not. During our last update, the Garden View Tea Room was still blocked by solid construction walls, similar to the ones around the bar. The walls have now been removed and replaced with shorter white curtains. Since the curtains are a bit shorter, it's easier to get a look inside. The new carpet we noticed last time has been covered by a mixture of wood panels and either blue or bright yellow plastic to keep it safe from damage. The pile of furnishings sitting outside the room has been reduced in size, though there are still plenty of ladders and other equipment sitting there. Progress also continues on the birdcage-style bar that is replacing the actual lobby birdcage. The sides of the counter have now have new dark wood paneling that matches the color of the wood roof framing. Over the past few weeks, the bar has gained dark wood grain frames around its top, matching the dark wood roof. The short white walls that resemble new planters extend out from the back of the bar. These are now much longer and extend almost to the edge of the construction walls. By the roof, there is a new flat piece of board covering the steel frame. There are also some more wood panels staged on top of the roof board, so it may get covered in more wood to match the rest of the exterior. Some planks and metal bars are sitting on the top of the bar counter, while more ladders and other equipment items are staged nearby. A section of the floor panels added to protect the new tiles has been peeled back, revealing more of the herringbone pattern near the front. By the way, everything I've seen so far this remodel I've liked. I do not like the floor around the bar. it doesn't match at all. It's terrible. We saw most of this pattern around the sides of the bar, and this confirms the same tile will extend around the front as well. The construction walls around the check-in area were already replaced with curtains a few weeks ago, similar to the tea room. Paneling and wall trim were installed, as were some old-fashioned key boxes. New desks and gold pendant light fixtures were added as well. We noticed that the wall had some decorative wall panels behind the desk, which at the time we thought were purely ornamental. Now, however, it's been revealed that these panels to either side of the key boxes are actually accent lights. As seen from a higher vantage, the panels have pink tinted lights that run down the whole fixture with the floral detailing in gold over the top. These are not too bright, so they add color to the space, while the hanging fixtures provide more of functional white light. We also noticed some early computers and cables are beginning to get staged on the desks, so this check-in area might be getting close to completion. As one other construction update, the roof work on the nearby convention center building appears to be complete. All the scaffolding and construction walls have been removed from around the building. The roof appears how it did prior to the refurbishment, except the red color is now less faded. A quick rant, if I may. It's great that the Grand Floridian is getting some love and care. There are bits and pieces of it I don't care for: the wallpaper, the tile floor around the bar. Some of it I do like, but I will say this. We either need to restore or remove the roof lights. For those that don't know, there are roof lights, white lights that go all around the roof, the accents of the roof on the main building. It used to be on all the buildings, by the way. And that has been either removed from several structures or just always looks awful. Back in the day, in the late 80s, early 90s, when this hotel was built, someone used to go up there daily, if not every other day, and replace any lights that were burnt out. That stopped eventually, and over the years, the hotel has looked worse and worse and worse. But imagine this. Imagine being at the Magic Kingdom and looking across the lagoon and seeing the outlines of each building accented with these beautiful white lights, and none of them are out. That's the vision of what this hotel is supposed to look like. So it's great to do all this work inside, but we've got to work on the outside. We have got to fix this. It has got to look right. It made me sad. I just came back from Disneyland Paris. They just spent years rebuilding and remodeling the hotel, the Disneyland Hotel, which is right at the entrance of the park, and shares a lot of similarities with the Grand Floridian, including those lights on the roof lines of the building. And I will tell you, their nightly hotel prices at that hotel are insane. They're nuts. And I thought for sure, at least with those higher prices, I would not see a single light burnt out, but man, half the building was same thing as the Grand Floridian. It's embarrassing. It's really embarrassing. With the prices the Grand Floridian and the Disneyland Hotel in Paris charge, it should look perfect. And the funny thing is, the two other places that have similar hotels, they often are. Hong Kong Disneyland Hotel and Tokyo Disneyland Hotel, especially Tokyo Disneyland Hotel. I dare you to go there and find more than one or two lights burnt out on that entire roof line. Hong Kong maintenance is just as good most of the time. But Paris and Walt Disney World, what are you guys doing? We got to fix this. The Art of Disney on-demand kiosk at Disney's Contemporary Resort at Walt Disney World has 2 new modern art pieces available for purchase. We found these prints under the Contemporary Collection category. Both are wide horizontal designs, and like the other Art of Disney on-demand prints, are available in several sizes and can be purchased with or without a frame. Like many of the resort-specific kiosks added or updated in recent months, the Contemporary now has art available that's only in this particular location and represents this hotel. The first new print is a modern take on the Walt Disney World monorail, which famously streaks through the center of the Contemporary. Here it's rendered in abstract shades of orange, teal, and green, echoing the color palette of the nearby Mary Blair mural. Guests can see the full artwork when selected on the screen. And after choosing a particular piece, guests can then choose the media, whether paper or canvas, the size, they can add a frame, etc., and see the total price. The more generically named Contemporary Collage is the other new piece. This is a nature scene rendered in the same style as the nearby Mary Blair mural. 4 birds, an owl, a bear, a rabbit, and 2 goats, plus a hidden Mickey, appear within the abstract design. This art comes with the same customization options, but again, completely unique to the resort. We found these prints in the Art of Disney on demand kiosk in Bayview Gifts at the Contemporary. This is a great trend. I love having unique pieces at each Disney hotel. More of this, please. This is great. I think I need both of these. I love them. A new Fort Wilderness ear headband is available at Walt Disney World for $34.99. The headband itself is forest green like the ears and bow and lined with non-slip khaki velour. The design is evocative of scouting uniforms with faux patches on the quilted ears. One ear has patches representing tent camping, archery, and horseback riding. The other has fishing, canoeing, and picnicking, all things you could do at the fort. A large green bow sits between the ears. In the center of the bow is an enamel acorn with Chip and Dale peeking around either side. The text on the acorn reads, "One happy camper," and the back of the headband is plain. We found this at the Settlement Trading Post, the resort gift shop located near Pioneer Hall and the boat dock. It matches the recent line of Fort Wilderness merchandise released earlier this summer. You can check out our first look at some of the new dishes being served at this year's Walt Disney World Swan and Dolphin Food and Wine Classic. Now in its 16th year, the Classic is an annual event open to the public featuring gourmet cuisine from award-winning chefs paired with fine wines, beers, and spirits. There's also live entertainment, seminars, meet and greets, and even a fireworks show. We got our first look at the menus for the 2025 event in August, and last month it was announced that the 2025 event will be headlined by renowned celebrity chefs Todd English and Michael Mina. Of the 49 food items being offered this year, almost all are new, including all of the offerings at the media preview. The event itself will offer hundreds of beverage tastings from around the world. You could check out the full preview on our website. Eric went and attended that for us. But the 2025 event will take place November 14th and 15th from 5 to 9 p.m. each day. Tickets are available for purchase now. The 2025 event charity beneficiary is the Wounded Warrior Project. The second year in a row they have partnered with the Food and Wine Classic. Last year's event raised over $13,000 for the charity, which provides services for veterans injured during or after the events of September 11th, 2001. If you want to know our thoughts on the items we did try during the event, again, check out Eric's article at WDWNT.com. The Lime Garage at Disney Springs will close for maintenance for about 3 months in 2026. According to the Central Florida Tourism Oversight District, the 5-level garage will undergo structural repairs. It'll be closed from January 12th through February 11th. It will then briefly reopen for President's Day weekend from February 12th to the 16th, and then be closed again from February 17th through March 13th. This will mean the project's completion is before most spring break periods. The other Disney Springs parking options are the Orange Garage, the Grapefruit Garage, the Watermelon Parking Lot, and the Strawberry Parking Lot. It's said the inferior parking garage must close to be repaired, while Orange, of course, is plenty sturdy and ready to take all guests. Disney has confirmed the return of the Disney Vacation Club Membership Magic Beyond option for 2026 and will include a meet and greet with new characters and exclusive costumes. Membership Magic Beyond is an added benefits package that can be purchased by active DVC members. The package was first announced in 2024 and was active from January 12th through December 31st at both Walt Disney World and Disneyland Resort. At the time it was introduced, Membership Magic cost a fee of $99. Membership Magic Beyond, at least as it existed this year, is part of Membership Extras, which requires having an ownership interest with 150 vacation points or more that you purchase directly from Disney Vacation Development Incorporated and members to be currently in good standing. The package does not auto-renew annually, and guests who enrolled in 2025 will still need to buy into the package for 2026. At this time, Disney has not released pricing or any details of what benefits will be included or whether said benefits will be identical to 2025. The website for the benefits still only lists dates and information applicable through the end of this year. However, Disney has announced one returning benefit for 2026 as shared by Scott Gustin. Membership Magic Beyond will again include the opportunity for guests to meet exclusive characters. But next year, guests will be able to meet Mickey and Minnie, who will be dressed in new costumes with a travel motif. Minnie is wearing a blue dress with a map pattern, complete with continents in dark blue and dotted lines in light blue. And over the top of the dress, she is wearing a blue sequin wrap and a matching map bow. Mickey is wearing a waistcoat with the same map pattern and a sequined lapel, as well as some matching sapphire blue pants. Mickey and Minnie will greet guests at the Imaginatrium Member Lounge in EPCOT, which is located on the second floor of the Imagination Pavilion. Mickey and Minnie are expected to replace Nick and Judy from Zootopia, who are currently meeting guests in the space. More information about the 2026 details and pricing for Membership Magic Beyond will be released soon. We'll keep you in the loop as we know more. Well, you've heard us talking about renting DVC points through our friends at DVCRentalStore.com. Well, if you've rented points and gotten a taste of the DVC lifestyle of a Walt Disney World vacation, you might be thinking it's time to jump in and join the club. But did you know you don't have to pay the price Disney charges for a DVC membership? You can save thousands of dollars when you buy resale contracts. Contact our friends at DVC Resale Market to find out how much you can save. Go to dvcresalemarket.com/WDWNT for more information. This is how we bought a membership. It does mean I don't get to meet Mickey and Minnie, but I did save like 50% on a Polynesian contract, which I think is a fair trade-off. I don't need to go in the lounge and meet Mickey and Minnie if I could pay several thousands of dollars less than everyone else. So depends. You could pay more and meet Mickey and Minnie. It's up to you. Storybook Land Canal Boats at Disneyland Park will be getting a new Tangled-inspired miniature this winter. Rapunzel's tower will debut on the classic Fantasyland ride when it reopens in the winter. It's been closed for refurbishment since July. Concept art shows the location of Rapunzel's tower between the patchwork quilt and Toad Hall. Beyond the tower will be a curated selection of flora, wanted posters for Flynn Rider, and a dock with a boat inspired by one of the ones in the film, and a trail of twinkling lights winding up a trellis on the bridge. During the day, guests will hear an arrangement of When Will My Life Begin. Starting at dusk, they will hear I See the Light. That's a really nice touch that the musical change midday because the lanterns will be lit in the evening. This is very cool. This scene exists on the Paris version, which you could watch right here on the channel. In fact, I recorded it last week with the newer scenes that were added a couple months ago. But one of the ones that's been there for a while has been Rapunzel's tower. And you can see what it looks like there. It's very pretty. I think it'll be a nice addition here. I love that we keep adding and not removing to Storybook Land at Disneyland. I like that we don't replace things. That makes me happy. The Paris replacements I'm not happy about. More on that in the vlogs that are coming out soon. But I think it'll be a nice addition. Very excited about it. Docking Bay 7 Food and Cargo has a distinctive new sign at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge in Disneyland. Previously, the only signage was the painted vertical Docking Bay 7 insignia on the walls next to the door. But now the restaurant's full name is finally represented with a new rectangular food and cargo sign. The appropriately industrial-looking food and cargo sign is the same vertical orientation and font as the painted Docking Bay 7 on the wall, framed by weathered copper and bronze metal details. It also appears to have spots that will light up at night. The new sign is installed above the exterior featured menu board between the two entrance doors, probably because people can't find the restaurant. I find that the average guests just, it doesn't look like that would be the restaurant. The door's not well labeled. This has been the evolution of Galaxy's Edge is the artist tried really hard to make it feel like a real place and not go overboard with signage and such, but it turns out that as you've let guests explore the space over the years that there are some things you need to change. So it works for them. Rex is now meeting guests in his Partysaurus Rex getup at Disneyland Resort, so the party can really get started. Disney previously shared that Partysaurus Rex would soon be making his debut, and we saw him out at Pixar Pier at California Adventure. This version of the costume adds the Viking helmet and the 3 beaded necklaces from his look in the Toy Story Toons Partysaurus Rex short film. The Disneyland app shares that Rex meets in the Pixar Pier band shell in the afternoon, starting around 1 p.m. through 6 p.m. The app currently does not specify whether he will appear in the Partysaurus Rex costume or not. It's worth noting that some people said the costume vanished for a little bit after, so your results may vary. A new construction permit has been filed for the address of Trader Sam's Enchanted Tiki Bar at Disneyland, hinting at some potential upcoming changes. The new construction permit was filed back in February, but was not finalized until the end of June. It lists the address of 1313 South Harbor Boulevard in Anaheim. The description included with the permit mentions replace gas tiki torches with epoxy anchors at exterior, install air conditioner at electrical room, replace interior show effects, show lighting, and lighting systems with mechanical, electrical, and plumbing. The description seems to imply the exterior and interior of Sam's will be undergoing a refurbishment to replace certain components such as the tiki torches and some show effects. Whether or not the nearby Tangaroa Terrace will be included during the refurbishment is not stated. There are rumors that these changes are expected to begin taking place in early 2026, but has not been confirmed yet. At the moment, Disneyland has not announced any operational changes for Trader Sam's. We'll let you know as soon as we know. Updates to the Disneyland Resort Entertainment calendar have revealed the scheduled times for select holiday offerings, some of which are different this year compared to last. Disneyland has announced many of its new and returning holiday offerings for the upcoming winter season. In one new edition, guests will be able to meet Mickey, Minnie, and their friends in their holiday versions of their 70th costumes. It's a Small World will temporarily be unavailable from October 30th through November 13th, of course, as it's transformed into It's a Small World holiday. Other returning favorites, such as Disney Viva Navidad and the Mater's Jingle Jamboree attraction overlay, will be back this year as well. And in one more change, World of Color Season of Light will not return this year. Instead, World of Color Happiness will continue. The first scheduled update includes performance times for A Christmas Fantasy Parade As previously announced, the parade returns November 14th and scheduled to run through January 7th of 2026. For 2024, Christmas Fantasy Parade was performed twice each day at 2:30 and 5:20, but this year the two performances will now be at 2:45 p.m. and 5:15 p.m. The change pushes back the first performance a little and reduces the gap between the two runs by 20 minutes. Christmas Fantasy Parade features multiple Disney characters, floats, and Santa Claus. 2024 version of the parade, some of the performers received updated costumes and a few floats were removed. Hopefully that's fixed this year. Also returning for holiday season 2025 is the fireworks spectacular Believe in Holiday Magic. This roughly 15-minute long fireworks show includes fireworks, music, and incorporates twinkling lights on Sleeping Beauty Castle. Believe in Holiday Magic will be performed at 9:30 p.m. Throughout the season. The show will also include a magical snowfall at It's a Small World holiday in parts of Main Street, USA, and along the rivers of America. A brand new Halloween projection show has debuted at Disneyland Paris. If you visit in the evening, at least up until an hour before the fireworks show begins, or the nighttime show, I should say, you'll find a projection show throughout the evening with 5 different scenes that cycle roughly every 5 minutes, returning to a main scene in between. This primary scene features Phantom Manor-esque music and projections of rows of flickering candles. And occasionally a black cat will meow and a black cat with glowing eyes will materialize in different spots all across Main Street. The other scenes include thorny green vines and sprouting jack-o'-lanterns. There's purple and blue across the facades as skittering spiders spin webs across the building's faces. There's also purple clouds of swarming bats that cut across and fly through scenes. Finally, a storm moves in as eerie blue clouds emerge from the windows, lightning crackles, and rain streaks across from the buildings, all with the added smoke effects from the rooftops. This is really, really great. You can watch the full video right here on our channel. It's super cool. Maybe something Walt Disney World should look at. Mickey's Halloween Celebration Parade has also returned to Disneyland Paris for 2025. We have a full video right here on the channel you could watch. Please go and check it out. And thank you to Disneyland Paris for hosting us for their Halloween media festivities. We had a great time. For the absolute latest on these stories and all that didn't make it into today's show, be sure to check WDWNT.com and follow us on all your favorite social media platforms. You could support the entire team behind this show and others by joining the WDWNT Interglobe Society at patreon.com/WDWNT. Get access to exclusive content, discounted show and event tickets, discounts on all our Carousel of Products items as well. Special shout out to all our WIGS members watching who make this show happen every week. For the worldwide leader in Disney Parks news, this is Tom Corliss saying enjoy the rest of your today and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.